Imagine driving from Los Angeles to San Francisco and never stopping for gas or even a charge. We are living in a time where the era of range anxiety is officially over. If you are still worried about being stranded on the side of the road with a dead battery, the technology has officially caught up to your needs. Today, we are looking at the heavy hitters of the electric world, the machines that can go further on a single charge than most gas cars can on a full tank. We are counting down the top 10 electric vehicles with the longest ranges you can actually buy right now. I am Nick, and this is the list that changes everything you think you know about electric vehicles. We aren't just talking about cars that can get you to the grocery store. We are talking about long-haul monsters that can cross state lines without breaking a sweat. Starting our list at number 10 is a vehicle that has become a staple on American roads, the Tesla Model Y. This mid-sized SUV is a solid choice for anyone looking to make the jump to electric without spending a fortune. In its long-range rear-wheel drive trim, it offers a very respectable 337 miles of range. That is more than enough to handle a week of commuting for the average person. But it isn't just about the distance. One of the biggest reasons people love the Model Y is the charging speed. If you pull up to one of the newest Tesla superchargers, you can add up to 170 miles of range in just 15 minutes. That is basically enough time to grab a coffee and use the restroom before you are back on the road. However, the Model Y isn't perfect. While it wins on price and charging, it takes a hit on build quality. Many owners have reported a stiff ride and an interior that feels a bit cheap compared to other luxury SUVs. There have also been complaints about the infotainment system, which can be a bit tricky to use while you are driving and famously lacks Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Despite those flaws, starting at around $44,990, it undercuts many of its rivals while still offering more range. It is a practical, fast-charging SUV that proves you don't need to spend six figures to get a car that can actually go the distance. Next up at number 9 is the Tesla Model 3. If you can look past the super minimalist interior, this car is an incredible value. The long-range rear-wheel drive model gives you a whopping 363 miles of range. That is a massive amount of distance for a car that starts at $42,490. Like its bigger sibling, the Model 3 can add over 190 miles of range in just 15 minutes at a supercharger. It is one of the most efficient cars on this list, and its handling is sharp and sporty, making it a blast to drive on twisty back roads. Just be prepared for a bit of a learning curve with the screen-only controls and a longer braking distance at highway speeds. Next up at number 8 on our countdown is a car that redefined what a luxury flagship should look like in the modern age, the Mercedes-Benz EQS sedan. If you want to travel in a rolling spa that can cover massive distances, this is your machine. In its rear-wheel drive EQS 450 plus trim, this sedan delivers an EPA-rated 390 miles of range. That is an incredible figure when you consider the sheer amount of technology and weight this car is carrying. It features a massive 118 kilowatt-hour battery pack that was recently updated to be even more efficient. When you step inside, you are greeted by the Hyperscreen, a 56-inch wide glass panel that stretches across the entire dashboard. It is a stunning piece of design, but it is the range and the ultra plush air suspension that make it a true long-distance cruiser. While it starts at over $104,000, it offers a level of comfort and arrival prestige that few other cars on this list can match. At number 7, we have the legendary Tesla Model S. This is the car that arguably started the entire long-range EV revolution back in 2013, and even years later, it is still a top-tier contender. The dual-motor, all-wheel drive version currently offers an EPA-estimated 402 miles of range. Think about that for a second. Crossing the 400-mile barrier in a sedan that can also sprint from 0 to 60 in just 3.1 seconds. It is the perfect blend of a daily driver and a performance beast. Tesla has spent over a decade refining the aerodynamics and the motor efficiency of the Model S, resulting in a drag coefficient of just 0.23. While some critics say the interior is starting to feel a bit dated compared to newer rivals, you cannot argue with the numbers. For $79,990, you are getting a car that still sets the benchmark for how much distance you can squeeze out of a battery. Coming in at number 6 is a vehicle that proves excess can still be efficient, the GMC Hummer EV pickup. This truck is a 9,000-pound monster, yet it still manages to land a spot on our long-range list. When you equip the 3X trim with the massive 24-module battery pack, it achieves a GM estimated 381 miles of range. It is essentially a brute force approach to range GMC, simply packed so much battery capacity into the chassis that it can go the distance despite its massive weight and brick-like aerodynamics. With 1,000 horsepower and the ability to crab walk diagonally, it is one of the most capable and ridiculous vehicles on the road. Just keep in mind that that massive range comes at a price. The battery upgrade alone is a nearly $10,000 option, and the truck's overall efficiency is among the lowest in the industry. But if you want a truck that can go anywhere and stay out there longer than almost anything else, the Hummer is a beast of its own. Moving into the number 5 spot, we have a truck that is literally breaking the scales and the record books, the Chevrolet Silverado EV. If the Hummer was about shock and awe, the Silverado EV is about pure, unadulterated utility. In its work truck trim with the max range battery, this beast achieves an EPA estimated 492 miles of range. Let that sink in for a second, nearly 500 miles in a full-sized pickup. It is the only electric truck on the market that can look a gas-powered, heavy-duty truck in the eye and not blink when it comes to distance. Chevy achieved this by using a massive 200 kilowatt-hour battery pack. While it makes the truck incredibly heavy, weighing in at over 8,000 pounds, it also gives it a massive reserve of energy. If you are someone who needs to tow a trailer or haul a heavy load, this is the truck you have been waiting for. We all know that towing can cut an EV's range in half, but when you start with nearly 500 miles, even a 50% drop still leaves you with a very usable 250 miles. Plus, with 350 kilowatt fast charging, you can add 100 miles of range in just 10 minutes. It also features the multi-flex midgate, which lets you extend the bed into the cabin, allowing you to carry items up to nearly 11 feet long. It is a workhorse in every sense of the word. At number 4, we have the Hyundai Ioniq 6, and this car is the ultimate efficiency king for the budget-conscious buyer. While the trucks on this list use giant batteries to get their range, the Ioniq 6 does it through world-class aerodynamics. Its sleek and rakish profile gives it a drag coefficient of just 0.21, which is one of the lowest in the world. In its SE rear-wheel drive trim with the 18-inch wheels, it delivers a staggering 342 miles of range. What makes the Ioniq 6 even more impressive is the price. Starting at around $37,850, it is the most affordable car on this list by a long shot. You are getting over 340 miles of range for less than 40 grand. That is a value proposition that is hard to beat. It also features an 800-volt electrical architecture, allowing it to charge from 10% to 80% in just 18 minutes. While the sloping roofline means rear seat headroom is a bit tight for tall passengers, the interior feels futuristic and well built. It is the perfect car for someone who wants to maximize every penny and every kilowatt hour. Now we are entering the absolute god tier of electric range. We have moved past the 300-mile barrier and even the 400-mile mark. The final 3 vehicles on our list are the absolute champions of the industry, the machines that prove that you don't just have to live with an electric car, you can thrive with one. Coming in at number 3 is the Rivian R1S. If you are looking for the ultimate family adventure vehicle, this is it. It has the same DNA as the R1T truck, but it swaps the bed for a massive 3-row SUV layout that can seat 7 people in total comfort. In its dual-motor max pack configuration, the R1S delivers an incredible 410 miles of range. Think about what that means for a family road trip. You can pack up the kids, the dog, and all your gear and drive for 6 hours straight without even thinking about a charging station. But the R1S isn't just about highway miles. It is arguably the most capable off-road SUV on the market today, electric or otherwise. It features an adjustable air suspension that can lift the car to provide nearly 15 inches of ground clearance. Our experts have found it to be virtually unparalleled when the pavement ends. It can wade through 3 feet of water and climb rocky trails that would leave most other SUVs stranded. The interior is a beautiful balance of ruggedness and luxury, using high-quality materials that are designed to be easy to clean after a muddy weekend. However, there is a bit of a learning curve. Rivian uses its own custom infotainment system, which is beautiful and fast, but it famously does not support Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. This can be a deal breaker for some, but many owners find that Rivian's built-in maps and music apps work so well they don't even miss their phones. Starting at around $76,990, it is an expensive investment. But for a family that wants to go anywhere and do anything without ever stopping for gas, the R1S is in a class of its own. Taking the number 2 spot is the editor's choice of the year, the Rivian R1T. This is the pickup truck that changed the world's perception of what an electric truck could be. While the big trucks from Ford and Chevy feel like traditional pickups with batteries swapped in, the Rivian R1T was designed from a blank sheet of paper to be something entirely new. In its dual motor max pack trim, it delivers a massive 420 miles of range. The R1T is a performance monster. If you step up to the top tier Ascend Quad Max trim, you are looking at over 1,000 horsepower and a 0 to 60 mile per hour time of just 2.5 seconds. That is faster than almost every supercar on the planet, yet you are sitting in a truck with a bed and a front trunk. Speaking of storage, the R1T features the legendary gear tunnel, a storage space that runs through the width of the truck behind the rear seats. It is the perfect place for wet camping gear or even a slide-out camp kitchen. The interior of the R1T is often described as swanky, with a mix of wood, vegan leather, and recycled materials that feel like a high-end outdoor lounge. While the bed is a bit smaller than what you would find on a Ford F-150, its compact size makes it much easier to park and drive in the city. It is the perfect do-it-all vehicle for someone who wants the utility of a truck, the speed of a sports car, and the range of a long-haul cruiser. Starting at around $70,990, it is a premium machine that delivers a premium experience every time you get behind the wheel. And finally, we have reached the undisputed king, the vehicle that sits on the throne of range and efficiency. Number 1 on our list is the Lucid Air. When it comes to how far you can go on a single charge, the Lucid Air is quite literally playing its own game. In its Grand Touring trim, this car delivers an mind-blowing 512 miles of range. To put that in perspective, there are only 2 other electric vehicles on the market that even come within 100 miles of this car's performance. The Lucid Air isn't just about a big battery. It is about world-class engineering. It is the most efficient luxury car ever built, with the Pure trim achieving a fantastic 146 mpg combined rating. This is possible because Lucid designs and builds their own motors and power electronics in-house, making them smaller, lighter, and more powerful than anything the competition is using. The interior of the Air is airy and spacious, with enough room to comfortably seat 4 tall adults. The glass canopy roof makes the cabin feel like a private jet, and the materials used throughout are of the highest quality. While it is expensive, starting at $70,900 for the Pure trim and going much higher for the Grand Touring, the value it provides in terms of engineering and range is unmatched. It is a technological masterpiece that proves electric cars haven't just caught up to gas cars, they have surpassed them. If you want the absolute longest range electric vehicle on the planet, the Lucid Air is the only choice. So, how do these cars do it? How did we go from cars that struggled to hit 200 miles to machines that can cross half the country? The secret lies in two things: aerodynamics and energy density. Take a look at cars like the Lucid Air and the Hyundai Ioniq 6. They don't look the way they do just for style. Every curve and every line is designed to help the car slice through the air with as little resistance as possible. At highway speeds, the majority of a car's energy is spent simply pushing air out of the way. By lowering the drag coefficient, which is the measure of how aerodynamic a car is, manufacturers can gain dozens of miles of range without adding a single ounce of battery weight. On the other side of the equation is the battery itself. Engineers are finding ways to pack more energy into smaller and lighter spaces. We are seeing a shift towards silicon anode technology and eventually solid-state batteries, which will allow cars to hold more power while charging even faster. The trucks on our list, like the Silverado EV and the Hummer EV, take the big bucket approach. They simply use massive battery packs to overcome their weight. But as technology improves, we will see smaller, lighter cars hitting that 500-mile mark with ease. Even with 400 miles of range, people still worry about what happens when the battery hits zero. In the past, this was a valid concern, but the charging landscape has changed forever. The most important development is the opening of the Tesla supercharger network to other brands. Most of the cars on our list can now plug into Tesla's world-class infrastructure, which is famous for being reliable and easy to use. When you combine a car that can go 350 miles with a charger that can add 100 miles in 10 minutes, range anxiety simply evaporates. We are also seeing the rise of 350 kilowatt fast chargers at highway rest stops, which can charge a car like the Kia EV6 or the Hyundai Ioniq 6 from 10% to 80% in the time it takes to walk inside and buy a snack. The goal for the future isn't just longer range, it's faster charging, so the stop feels no different than a trip to the gas station. One of the best parts about buying a long-range electric vehicle is how little work you have to do to keep it on the road. Because these cars have so few moving parts, your maintenance list is incredibly short. You will never have to worry about an oil change, a spark plug replacement, or a transmission flush again. The most important thing you can do for your long-range EV is to take care of the tires. Because electric cars are heavier and have instant torque, they can wear through tires faster than a gas car. Rotating your tires every 6,000 miles is the best way to ensure they last as long as possible. You should also keep an eye on your cabin air filter and your wiper fluid, but other than that, these machines are designed to be set it and forget it. Many of the cars on this list even use regenerative braking, which means the electric motor does most of the stopping for you, preserving your brake pads for over 100,000 miles. Choosing the right long-range electric vehicle depends on your lifestyle. If you are a value seeker who wants the most range for the fewest dollars, the Hyundai Ioniq 6 is the undisputed champion. If you are a family that needs space and the ability to go off the grid, the Rivian R1S is the ultimate tool for the job. And if you simply want the best of the best, the longest range, and the highest efficiency ever put into a luxury car, the Lucid Air is your new daily driver. We are living in the golden age of electric vehicles. The range problem has been solved, and the cars we have looked at today are the proof. Whether you are looking for a rugged truck, a sleek sedan, or a family SUV, there is now an electric option that can take you wherever you want to go. Thanks for joining me on Nick's Car Review. It is an exciting time to be on the road, and I hope this guide helps you find the perfect car for your next big adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the future of driving. I'm Nick, and I'll see you in the next one.